Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to head underwater and we're going to talk about how bass use cover and how bass use structure and how that matters in the way that you fish. So we got a ton of underwater today. We got a ton of cool underwater shots of bass and cover and structure. Let's dive underwater and check it out. We'll see you there. One of the most important questions to consider when you are bass fishing is the difference between cover and structure. Cover are things on the bottom that are not part of the geographical layout of the body of water. Structure are the things that make up a lake or river or whatever it is. Now, you can have cover and you can have structure, you can have both, or you can have none. Think of it like this. This scene you're looking at right here, this bass underwater, this tiny bass looking at the camera right here, the structure of this pond is a flat bottom with spaced out weeds. The cover here are emerging lily pads, and the fish are going to use this cover and structure to move around in the pond. Think of it like this. Structure are the highways that fish use to move from one place to another. Cover are the rest stops along the way. Now, why that matters. One, structure is going to move fish along it like a highway, right? Fish move from deep to shallow following structure lines. Fish hunt using structure lines. They're going to use cover to rest and recover. They're also going to use cover to ambush and hide and conceal. So when you are fishing structure and cover, it's important to understand why fish are using those things the way that they are, right? So here we are in Lake Maxinkuckee in northern Indiana, which is a lake notorious for having huge open flats with scattered vegetation. There's a lot of structure on the lake, but there's also a lot of different kind of cover. What I'm doing here in the morning is I'm targeting specific spots on this structure where I know that there is vegetation, because those fish are loaded up on that vegetation and they're going to use it to ambush prey. Now, as the day wears on and the wind starts blowing, those fish are going to be less tied to that cover and they're going to be more dependent and roam around on the structure. So I pick up the spinnerbait to start to cover more structure versus cover. It's a fine balance. You got to kind of weigh here and there where the fish are. Are they in the cover? Are they on the structure? And kind of use baits to explore those different things. Smallmouth are notorious for moving spot to spot and place to place, depending on where bait is present. So a lot of times what you want to do are use lures that are covering a lot of water so that you can find where those pieces are. Those pieces of cover that they're using are on the structure that you are fishing.
Another one. This one is he'll keep. Another nice smallmouth. Sun came out. We're out here on a big main lake point. They're starting to feed up. Nice fish. Nice one. Get in the boat. Ooh, a green one. Nice fat fish right there. That's a 2.5 pounder. What we're doing here on Tippecanoe.
So now you go to Lake Tippecanoe, and what you're looking at here is we are trying to find the right kind of cover. Tibby has a ton of grass in it, a ton of big flats, And what we're looking for here is the right combination of cover, and it's less about structure and it's more about cover. Different lakes are different. You got to kind of work through these things as you're fishing, and it's a process of elimination. Sometimes fishing can be completely structure dependent. Are fish on humps? Are fish on drops? And once you find out what structure they're on, you can then begin to narrow down what cover is holding them there. On tippy, I find that the milfoil grass or the deeper clumps of grass on this deeper break line are going to hold your better quality fish day in, day out. And why that is because they're using it as an ambush point. They're also using it as a cover point to keep themselves safe from all the traffic, all the boats, all the things that are on the lake all the time. So Sam and I here have figured out that fish are on very specific pieces of cover, and when you find those pieces of cover, you can milk that for a lot of different fish. I'm throwing a swim bait, Sam's throwing a jerk bait. We're calling these fish out of that cover.
Nope, that'd be a fish.
On him.
Get out of that grass.
Grass. Too bad. Look at there. Good deep. Camera. Recording now.
Little jerkbait fish. I felt it pop and hit, pop, so it felt like a head shake. Yeah, I'm getting there. Nah, it's all good. Nice little fish.
Woo! Swim bait. He won't bump though. So we're out here on these weed flats, about 4 or 5 feet of water, fishing the swim bait on the Kitech and the jerk bait. We're hooked up again.
You hit that one hard. White bass.
Careful, they'll freak out. Don't grab the jerk bait.
Oh, I never grab a jerkbait.
Don't freak out. Okay. Close.
You pick up the jerkbait?
Jerk bait or Cinco? Picked up. Weed fish.
Weed.
You sure?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
That's a fish.
School of whites out here.
That's a
Another
big white. That's a big white. Woo! That's a big white.
Oop.
He bumped.
That was one. You grabbed it. Oh, big white.
Dang.
Oh, that was a largie.
That's a giant white. That's like a wall hanger. Okay, jerk bait's out.
Yeah, so get the jerkbait out of there first. Actually, get the fish first.
Good lord, that's a stupid big white. Sam Smith, baby, on them big old whites. That's a 17-inch white. I'm not kidding. Good lord.
Little lucky craft pointer, jerkbait. That's all I'm doing. All stand up good. Ooh. Okay. What is it covered in weed?
This is a better one. Look at that.
Go a little like a road.
Swim bait, baby.
So a lot of guys tend to overcomplicate this process between structure and cover. Some focus solely on structure, some focus solely on cover. The honest truth is it's a mix. A lot of times bass are going to use that structure as a highway to get where they want to go. They're then going to sit down on those rest stops, those pieces of cover, and ambush out from it. If you can determine what structure, what depth of water fish are on, and then you begin to narrow down the pieces of cover that fish are sitting on, you're going to see your catch rates go sky high. And then it's less about bait and it's more about where you're at on the water, body of water. I've always said in fishing it's more location than anything else, and sometimes you can see here, you know, I'm throwing a swim bait, Sam's throwing a jerk bait, we're hooking up left and right on the same kinds of fish in the same places, but we're hooking up different species of fish. We're hooking up with different baits. It's less about bait and it's more about location. Remember that when you're fishing, cover and structure are a big determinant of it. Follow those highways, find those rest stops where those fish are hanging out. You're gonna catch more fish. Guys, if you like the way the channel's going right now, give us a like, subscribe. Go support us on Omnia. You can pick up all the baits and things we use there. Use, you know, our links to do that. It helps us support the channel. But we'll see you out there next time, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Tight lines. We'll see you out there next time.